There he is. There he is. Right there. Right there. No. What in the world is going on out there? Come on. We can't run this play if you can't get open. Now, come on, let's go. Try it again.
A lot goes into the making of a champion. The same is true of the products they choose to play with. Rawlings.
All right, that's more like it. Let's see if we can do it again.
A never-ending commitment to excellence.
Also available from CBS Fox Video, go down the glory road with the tradition of Kentucky basketball in Top Cats, the University of Kentucky Wildcats in the NCAA championships, and see all the greatest plays and players in one shining moment, the best of the NCAA championships, and relive the NCAA tournament's greatest games in March Madness, greatest games of the NCAA tournament.
March Madness will never forget. Cameron Mills got the tie. Cameron Mills. Biggest comeback from a halftime deficit. Pulled off by Kentucky tonight.
And for the 7th time, the big hardware will come to Lexington.
The comeback Cats cannot be denied. Kentucky wins the championship.
Kentucky's comeback Cats claim a national championship. The Kentucky Wildcats entered the 1998 NCAA basketball tournament in search of their second national championship in just 3 years. And after 3 weeks of intense tournament battles and incredible comebacks, Kentucky's Cats came together to once again stand atop the college basketball world.
Here we go now, balls on 3. 1, 2, 3, go!
For many teams, a spot in the tournament was payoff enough for a season's worth of dedication and effort.
Jones, alley-oop.
The '98 tournament featured the kind of high-flying action and unexpected thrills we've come to expect from the greatest show in sports.
everybody to the Final Four.
We won our first win in the NCAA tournament.
Valpo's going to have to go the length of the court, 2.5. It's to Jenkins, to Drew for the win! Good! He did it! Bryce Drew did it! Valpo has won the game! A miracle!
Like long pass, Bill Jenkins, Drew, three for the win! Good!
Outstanding shot.
He'll create. Rejected by Hamid. 3 seconds left. You'll notice. You gotta know where he
Mackey, 2 seconds. Mackey, no, the tip, no! Washington needs to start looking toward the basket. The pull-up by Rocky. 11 seconds left. Washington retakes the lead. Wow! And Washington wins. This has been one of the great weekends of March Madness you could ever hope for. Oh, acrobatic! Wow! What a big shot! Oh, wow! Rhode Island is on fire! Rhode Island has stunned the #1 seed.
Everyone on their feet here in Boise. And Baker again. Yes! DeJuan Baker's cold-blooded shooting here down the stretch is going to get Cincinnati into the Sweet 16, perhaps West. West Virginia has the upset.
Sweet 16! Valpo!
Man, that was a super move. And a flush. How about that? 10 seconds remaining. Elamine off the box goal. He was blessed. The shot went dry. Hamilton! No! Another tip! No! Hamilton! Off the box! Yes! Yes!
Foul right away. You got to foul right away.
The Cardinal, an entry into the Final Four in San Antonio.
Nice little flushes. The Utah Utes are headed for San Antonio. The Final Four. This to the upper back.
Hold on. Yes.
Carolina returns to the Final Four.
So 4 teams made travel plans for South Texas, hoping to win a national championship in San Antonio. The Midwest produced tournament surprise Stanford, reaching its first Final Four since 1942. Led by guards Arthur Lee and Chris Weems, along with the inside moves of Tim Young, the Cardinal won their first 18 games of the season. Coach Mike Montgomery's attack was well-balanced, with all 5 starters averaging in double figures, as the Cardinal entered the Final Four with 30 victories. From the East came North Carolina, the only #1 seed to reach San Antonio. The Tar Heels rolled to a record of 30-3 while capturing another ACC championship. Led by the National Player of the Year, Antoine Jamison, as well as the versatile Vince Carter and senior Shammond Williams. The Heels were considered the team to beat at the Final Four. Coming from the West, surprising Utah, the conquerors of defending champion Arizona. With the trio of Andre Miller, Michael Doliak, and Hanno Metala combining to average over 40 points per game, head coach Rick Majerus and his Utes stayed near the top of the national rankings all season long, losing just 3 times while winning 29. Out of the South came Kentucky, making its 3rd straight Final Four appearance. Tubby Smith's first year at Kentucky led to 33 victories and yet another SEC championship. Despite a versatile and deep lineup that featured Jeff Shepard, Nazi Muhammad, and Scott Padgett, the Cats struggled a bit midway through the season before winning their last 7 regular season games. In the tournament's opening round, Kentucky handed South Carolina State a 15-point setback. And then treated second-round opponent St. Louis the same way.
Kentucky advances. Sweet 16 bound is Tubby Smith and the Wildcats.
We were playing awfully well, especially coming off the SEC championship tournament play. And then, certainly our guys were getting good looks at the basket, playing excellent defense and rebounding the ball.
By the time Kentucky manhandled UCLA in the Sweet 16, the margin of victory had climbed to 26.
But all Kentucky tonight. 94-68. Thorough domination.
Ahead in the round of 8, a rematch with Duke, and a chance at redemption for 1992's haunting loss.
We don't give up. We know what it takes to win. Practice, we have situations where we're down and we have to try to see some way we can come back, and we do that in ball games as well.
Down 17 with just over 9 minutes to play, the comeback Cats surfaced for the first time.
For the lead. Oh! They've been waiting on it. That's his first basket of the tournament.
It's funny thinking about it. You never think at the time you're shooting those shots, this is so big. If I miss this, what happens? If I hit this, what happens? You just shoot the ball, and which probably makes them a little easier to hit.
Three-pointer. Huge. Kentucky 84-81.
When I hit the 3, I had the feeling that, we had won the game, and I got really excited, and I showed it.
There it is, 1992. Will it be revisited? Avery crossed the midcourt stripe, puts it up. Oh, not this time. Kentucky's going to the Final Four.
On Friday, the 4 regional champions held practice and made final preparations for the weekend showdown. On the horizon, the quest for the national championship.
Utah! Utah! Utah!
Oh!
Oh, yeah, man.
Woo! I'm going to the Final Four!
The Alamo Dome in San Antonio would play host to the 1998 NCAA Basketball Championship.
Go! Stanford!
Let's go Wildcats! We're #1, baby! Go Tar Heels! 50 Cent!
The first semifinal featured Stanford against Kentucky.
About us. It's all us.
We're just going to come out, have fun, we're going to be loose, and just enjoy this opportunity.
Once we step on that court, we got to go out there and take care of business because, you know, our goal is to win a national championship, and we can't do that unless we get past this, you know, great Stanford team.
A lot of people are writing us off. The Stanford team from top to bottom is filled with competitors. It's filled with guys who just go out there and get after it. It's going to be a battle.
Right from the opening tap, both sides were highly charged. Early on, Stanford's imposing front line wreaked havoc on Kentucky's inside game.
Play defense, let's go!
Now looking, gives it back to Lee. Lee with a dribble. Top of the key, three-pointer by Lee. Yes!
Arthur Lee drills a three to open the scoring in San Antonio.
Frustrated underneath, the Cats tried the outside, only to meet similar results.
Weems got it at three-point range, no shot. Art Lee from outside again. Yes! He hit another one.
Art Lee with all points in the game so far. It is 8-0 Stanford.
What a start for the Cardinal. 8-zip.
A jumper from Jeff Shepard got Kentucky on track. But the Cardinal momentum kept rolling along.
From the side, good! Weems hits the three. 11-3, Cardinal once again by 8.
Then, with less than 5 minutes gone, Kentucky's problems would only grow as Nazi Muhammad went to the bench with foul trouble.
This could be Muhammad's second.
It was my fault, you know, I went out there and I picked up 2 quick fouls. It was hard, but not really because my teammates kept the game real interesting.
But with its starting center out of the game, Kentucky would rally and go on a run of its own.
Start one. 2-point basket by Evans.
Now they hit Shepard. Jumper inside to, oh, they're going to get a three-point play.
Young, take the jumper. Tipped out to Smith. Got a man ahead. It's Evans. Perfect pass. Hit Evans to good.
So Kentucky on the move now. You didn't think they were asleep, did you?
Sophomore Jamal McGlure reestablished Kentucky's inside presence and helped the Cats open up their all-important outside game.
Now outside is Mills. He's a good three-point shooter. This is inside the arc, and it's good.
So a 9-zip Kentucky run has got the Stanford lead.
Midway through the first half, Kentucky had all but erased its early double-digit deficit thanks to a solid inside effort from McGlure. With the low post now ably filled, the Cats began finding defensive success, which in turn unleashed Kentucky's lethal fast break. Shepard's slashing dunk kept Kentucky close. But Stanford refused to wilt under the Cats' intense pressure, and midway through the first half, kept its slim lead thanks to the long-range shooting of guard Chris Weems.
Good! Three! He called it three!
It's a 2-point lead for Stanford. The Cardinal has led the whole way.
Then, just when it looked like Kentucky had weathered the Stanford storm, the Cardinal took off once more. Tubby Smith had yet another reason to be concerned when Stanford's dynamic duo began raining another round of threes.
Three again for Weems. He's hit 3 of them now, folks. Weems looks inside, goes to Lee. Long three-pointer by Lee. Good again!
The Lee magic continues.
Lee with a left-handed dribble, penetrates, takes it in, dish to Madsen, stuffed by Madsen. +6 for the Cardinal, 31-25.
6 first-half three-pointers from Arthur Lee and Chris Weems gave Kentucky good reason to worry. But with just under 5 minutes to the break, the Rally Cats responded when Jeff Shepard hit Kentucky's only 3 of the half.
First of the game for the Wildcats.
And then deposited 2 more of his 10 first-half points. The Cats kept Stanford within range.
Within 1.
But when the Cardinal closed out the first half with 4 unanswered points, Kentucky found itself in a familiar and unwelcome position.
So Kentucky again goes to the dressing room trailing at half. It'll be for the 11th time this year when Kentucky has gone to the dressing room trailing. They're 8-2 on the season.
As Tubby Smith headed for the locker room, he saw some troubling signs. His Wildcats were struggling from beyond the three-point stripe, hitting only 1 of 9, while Stanford was 6 of 13. And Nazir Muhammad had played but 4 minutes, scoring just 1 point.
We don't allow them to get 3 fouls in the first half because I think that takes away from their aggressiveness in the second half. Stanford was so big and strong inside. I think the rest and watching in the first half helped.
I felt, I had one bad half and want to have another one, so I just wanted to go back in there and just play hard.
As the second half began, Stanford 7-footer Tim Young would challenge Muhammad.
Right side of the Sauer, down low, low post to Young. He goes under, knocks Nazir down, puts it up and in, no ball, he gets the basket.
Strong and powerful, Stanford took control inside and turned the beginning of the second half into a repeat of the first.
Off the glass and down. The Cardinals starting strong in this second half as they did the first. Weems, they're going to double team him. Now they've got to get it across, and they do. Now they've got him 3-on-1. Sauer, Young. Young goes up, can't get it to go, tips it up, no good, then does tip it in. And at the other end, no good, rebounded by Young. Given to Lee. Things happening in a hurry now. Here's Art Lee on the dribble. Drives. Sauer. 3. Yes, it goes. Oh, tantalizingly, the ball hung on the rim, kissed off the glass. Stanford up 10 again.
Stanford was red hot, but the Cats stayed cool. And their patience was rewarded when Muhammad broke through on his way toward scoring 17 after the break.
We knew Nas would do a great job in the second half. He really got it going there for us, hit some big shots.
Drop it inside, Muhammad again. Back-to-back trips.
We got a lot of confidence in him. When things go bad, we give him the ball and he scores for us.
In low to Nazir. Nazir double team, goes under, reverses, it's good. Nazir trying to take the game over, gets number 7.
With Muhammad and Shepard leading the charge, Kentucky outscored Stanford 12-3 and clawed back once again.
He throws it up, it's good.
Well, when you talk about huge plays, Ralph, write that one down.
So for the 4th time of this game, Shepard has brought Kentucky back to within 1 point.
Finally, the momentum had swung Kentucky's way, helped by a tenacious defense that caused 8 second-half steals.
Mosey has it knocked away. Nazir steals. Here goes the big man. Got it. A thunderous dunk by Nazir Muhammad for number 9.
There it is, first lead of the day for Kentucky.
Midway through the second half, Kentucky was finally on top.
Tim Young, it's good. A good-looking hook shot that time. Stanford has been stuck on 53 for the longest time. Now bouncing it to Tim Young, trying to turn around inside. Young puts up a nice little shot that's good. Boy, the Cardinal needed that one. Stanford down 1.
Not intimidated by Kentucky's relentless charge, Chris Weems kept the Cardinal in the game.
Weems to the ball. Weems tries the shot again. Good! What a play by Weems. And the Cardinal back up on top. Sauer can't get a shot. Goes out to Lee. Now Weems. Shot. Good! And he's fouled.
But Kentucky wouldn't quit either, as the two teams traded basket for basket down a furious stretch run.
Edwards drives, gets the layup. 64-61, Kentucky.
It's a huge basket right here. Around the right side, it is Stanford's Weems off the glass, kissing it in for good. Oh, what a shot by Weems for number 18. 4 minutes to go. The Kentucky fans on their feet.
Magic calling for it. Backing in Collins. Oh, he got the roll. Is there magic left in this Cardinal team? Is there enough energy left? Down by 1. Art Lee with the dribble. Now from outside, Mosley. It won't go. Madsen follow. Good. And he is fouled. Madsen fouled. Madsen gets the lead for the Cardinals, 67-66.
But Jeff Shepard simply refused to let his Cats lose, scoring 6 of the next 7 Kentucky points.
With the ball, Shepard throws one up from way outside, and it's good for 3 from way outside. Wow, what a shot. Turner with the dribble. Turner outside. Turner, look out. Shepard from outside, hit it again. How can he shoot like that? Fabulous. Biggest lead for Kentucky at an opportune time. Cardinal down 4. 1 minute to go.
Unbelievable. I mean, Jeff is the man. I mean, he did everything we needed. He hit all the big shots. He carried us.
Down 2, with just under a minute left, Stanford still had hope, especially when the Cats' Wayne Turner made only 1 of 2 free throws.
And this one is good. 73-70.
Will they rush a 3 or take a 2?
No, I think you got plenty of time to take the 2.
Madsen dribble. Now Weems. Weems tries to get inside. Now kicks it back to Lee. Three-pointer by Lee. Yes! He just drilled it. He hit it. The game is tied at 73 as Art Lee hits the three-pointer.
Boy,
wow, what a shot.
The magic continues.
After Arthur Lee's 5th three-pointer tied the game, Kentucky had its chance to win.
Turner lays the shot up, no good.
Turner's miss gave Stanford another chance.
Now, folks, we are going into overtime for an opportunity to play for the national championship.
Now it would take more than 40 minutes to decide this classic battle. But less than a minute into the extra session, Stanford's hopes would take a turn for the worse when center Tim Young got his 5th foul.
Tim Young.
What did he do? Tim, his ass, puts his palms to the ceiling as if to say, what was that all about?
Mike Montgomery can't believe it either.
With Young out, Kentucky took advantage of the hole in the Stanford defense, outscoring the Cardinal 5-0 in the first 2 minutes of overtime.
To Edwards. Kentucky using clock. Down low to Nas. The big man turns, fall away jumper. It's good. And Kentucky's on top of their biggest margin of the day.
But Stanford stayed close, thanks to freshman Jaron Collins.
Stuff once, gets it back and 1. Oh, this freshman has great composure.
Yes, he does.
Up 1 with just over a minute left, Kentucky again turned to Shepard.
Now Turner, look out for the top of the key. He made another one. That's Shepard one more time.
And the possession that may have killed the Cardinal there, Jeff Shepard with 26. Murph, I know that's a killer.
With less than a minute remaining, gritty Stanford searched for one more miracle. It was not yet time to surrender.
We're not done yet, folks. Hang around. Now Art Lee outside. Now to Mendy. Three-pointer by Mendy. Good! He ripped the net off. 83-82. And a foul called.
2 clutch free throws by Wayne Turner again put Kentucky up by 3. But the way Stanford had been shooting threes, no one in the building thought the game was over.
Following it is Madsen, gets it out. Art Lee with the ball. Art Lee with the dribble. Art Lee looks around, gives it to Weems. Weems outside, three-pointer by Weems. Off the arc, no good. Tipped up, Madsen again. Another chance. The ball is loose. Coming up with it is Shepard, and a foul is called on Madsen. Stanford had its shots, John. They just couldn't get the miracle shot to go.
Jeff Shepard put it in the air.
Jeff Shepard's 27th point of the game gave the Cats a seemingly safe 4-point advantage until Peter Sauer cut it to 1.
Sauer puts it up from 3 and gets it to go. And they call timeout. It's not over yet, folks. Sauer just hit a 3 from way outside.
But in the end, Kentucky held on.
It is no good. Rebound. Rebound taken at 1. Here's the shot from 50 feet. No good. And the Cats will advance on to the NCAA championship game for the 3rd consecutive year.
What a game. Kentucky in overtime. 86-85.
The second semifinal saw Utah face North Carolina. For Utah, it would be the school's first Final Four appearance since 1966. For the Tar Heels of North Carolina, their 5th Final Four of the 90s.
You get here and just like, man, it's wonderful once again, and it feels good. And I just don't want to be here for one day, especially for us coming here last year and losing like we did. And this year, we're not going to lose not playing our best basketball.
It was a terrific 4-game stretch drive for us, and I'm so proud of the players. I think we've got to make sure that we are not tentative relative to zone offense, and we've got to look to take opportunistic shots.
Utah 29-3 on the year, the first WAC team to make it to the Final Four since '66. Carolina in the white uniforms, 34-3. Which team will play Kentucky for the championship Monday?
In the game's opening minutes, it was Utah that came out with the hot hand.
Miller down the left side of the lane, in the lane, kicks it back outside to Henson. Henson hits a three!
Boy, coming out, shooting the ball well. The Utes being aggressive offensively. They're going to call it a 2 for Doliak. The Utes up 8-2.
Carter, three-pointer. Good block out by Hanson. That is Utah's special. It really is. They are so well schooled at blocking out. Look at Doliak beat him down court and one.
Just 2 minutes in, Utah had plenty of reasons to celebrate, while Carolina was frustrated. The Heels had dug themselves a deep hole, and with their big guns misfiring, it would only get worse.
2 in a row now that Jameson's had his shot off. Miller really pushing the ball. They're not slowing it down, and Miller takes it all the way for the lay-in. Bill Guthridge is not one of those coaches that likes to call timeout to stem the tide early on. The biggest tournament deficit for North Carolina. McTavish, 3 from the corner. 13-point lead for Utah.
We just came out of the block shooting real well, and our defense was good. And it's easy to play when you come out of the block. Your adrenaline's going, everyone's playing hard.
We started out strong, and then you get the big bull on your side, and that's a lot to overcome. You could attribute that to our defense, the fact that we didn't allow second shots. We were not beating conversion defense. We thought it was absolutely essential that we're back on D and matched up, and the kids did a great job of that.
With Antoine Jamison shooting just 4 of 12 in the first half, Carolina struggled to get back into the game. The best the Heels could do was cut Utah's early lead to 9 before Andre Miller and the Utes went off and running again. Carolina tried to keep it close, but Utah had an answer for everything. At one point, increasing its lead to 16. On its way to a 13-point halftime lead.
North Carolina at halftime has been down 9 times this year. Came back to win 7 of those games. But this is the biggest halftime deficit of the year for Carolina.
In the opening minutes of the second half, Utah kept the pressure on, again stretching its lead to 15. Every time Carolina seemed to get something going, Utah managed to keep the Heels at a comfortable distance.
For the dunk. Williams coming front court, pulls up, shoots the 3, good. Carolina's first 3 of the ball game. Jamon Williams' first bucket of the night.
Miller looking for a seam. Oh, great shot. Tough shot. Great shot on the break.
On his way to a 16-point, 14-rebound game, Andre Miller kept the Heels off balance all night long.
Andre's performance was terrific overall. He played a wonderful defensive game. He was excellent in the open floor. For the most part, he made outstanding decisions. I loved his toughness on the glass.
He's the heart and soul of our team, I think. You know, he does everything to get us going. He makes plays at butter. You know, when shot clock's running down, we need a bucket. He'll drive, spin in, and get a good bucket.
I was just trying to be wherever I can, just trying to, run the team and be a leader, and whatever I can do, I tried to do.
What he and the Utes were doing was maintaining a double-digit lead. And for the Heels, time was slipping away. But with 8 minutes left, Carolina gathered itself for a run of its own.
Moving to the right side, fakes an inside pass, goes to Carter, pumps the 3, got it! 56-50. It's a 6-point game. Up to Williams, it goes to Cota, feeds it back to Okalaja, shoots a 3, good! The Heels are fighting hard to get that blue advantage as they have cut the 15-point deficit down to 4. Moving away to the left, now starts to the right, comes back to the middle, pulls up, takes the jumper, good! It's 57-55 on Cota's.
A 22-9 Carolina burst erased nearly all of Utah's lead, and with only 2 minutes to go, it was a whole new game. But thanks to Andre Miller, on this night, Carolina's prayers would not be answered. First, Miller's end-to-end drive gave the Utes some much-needed breathing room.
Gets the basket. That's a good move by Miller. Put the ball in his hands, let him penetrate.
And then with time running down, Miller sealed the game by forcing an Ed Cota turnover, ending the Heels' comeback dreams. For the second straight year, Carolina would not reach the championship game. Utah had pulled off the upset.
Utah defeats North Carolina 65-59, and now they'll meet their nemesis, Kentucky, in the finals of the 1998 NCAA Championship.
And so it was down to the final pairing, Utah and Kentucky. Now 2 teams would vie for the right to be called NCAA champion on college basketball's ultimate stage.
Kids all around the country dream about playing and winning a national championship, and I'm no exception.
You never know if you're going to be there, but you always hope. Definitely my dream, and the whole dream of all these guys out here with us. And it can become a reality if we play our game.
It's something anybody who plays college basketball always dreams of. We got to go out there and take care of business because our goal is to win a national championship.
We never thought that we could make it this far, but now that we have the chance, we want to take advantage of it and make this a reality.
It's a dream that everyone has. I've achieved it once, but I want to win another one. Hopefully it'll be a great game.
It's like a dream come true. I just want to pinch myself because it's that elusive, holy grail of sports.
We're just excited to be here and to be playing in a championship game. And this is a lifetime dream. Doesn't get any better than this, that's for sure.
Tell me who's gonna win tonight? You can! Tell me who's gonna win tonight? You can! Tell me who's gonna win tonight? You can!
Defensive rebounds be the hardest playing team out there tonight. Let's go, guys.
Tell me who's gonna win tonight? You can!
Break that press and let's go out and win. Championship team right here, baby.
Do it.
1, 2, 3.
Team together!
Here we go.
Go, fellas! 1, 2, 3, all work!
What a tournament we've had, and it all concludes here tonight at the Alamo Dome with Kentucky controlling the tip.
Right away in the championship final, Kentucky found success going inside to Nazir Muhammad.
And the Wildcats go out on top by a score of 2-0.
It was also clear from the beginning that the Cats intended to pressure Andre Miller.
Throws it away. Right into
Kentucky's smothering defense created 4 early Utah turnovers, successfully keeping the Utes from jumping out to an early lead.
Medela, he loses the...
This is not the efficiency that Rick Majerus likes to see.
At the offensive end, Kentucky went inside to score its first 4 field goals.
Paget spins, takes it in, goes in for a finger roll.
Shepard driving. Beautiful move by Jeff Shepard.
To Nazir. He's underneath, goes up against Medley. It's good. Nazir taking it to him, and Kentucky's game is to run, put it on the inside.
Just 3.5 minutes into the game, the Cats were ahead by 4. But Utah responded, sparked by who else? Andre Miller.
Andre across the timeline, driving down the lane, in the lane, takes it to the glass, scores it!
Maybe that play will break him loose.
Miller's slicing drives also opened the middle for Utah's 2 other offensive weapons, Michael Doliak and Hanno Medela.
The ball. Nice feed.
Doliak dunks it over the floor.
With the Cats getting killed on the inside, Tubby Smith had reason for concern. Both Doliak and Medela were proving to be too strong for Kentucky's big men, as Utah's lead grew with alarming ease.
On the floor, it's picked up by Medela. In the lane, a little 3-footer, it's good. 15-13, Utah by 2. Andre a lob to Britton. Britton goes out of bounds, but passes off to Jackson, who's got a 3 that won't go.
Oh,
Medela has a finger roll rebound.
Great job by the Utes pushing the ball up the court in a fabulous foul by Hanno.
In an impressive 4-minute span, Utah had outscored Kentucky 13-5 to take its first lead of the final. Coach Rick Majerus had to be pleased, especially with the play of his senior center, Michael Doliak.
They drop it inside to Mike. Mike, turnaround jump shot, 6-footer is good.
Boy, nice job by Mike as he...
Doliak spins, banks it, scores it.
Boy, he's just too strong for Mohammed.
Doliak, he's probably the strongest player in college basketball. And, once we allowed him to get position down low, it was tough to stop him.
And when Kentucky did stop Doliak inside, Utah's big man showed his versatility.
Pulls up, kicks it out on top for a three-try by Doliak. That's good. Doliak knocks out a tray. He can do that.
In the first half, Doliak could do anything, scoring 12 points, grabbing 6 rebounds, and adding to Utah's overwhelming dominance on the boards.
Spins out. Great rebound by Doliak. Look at the rebounds, Billy. That's startling. 15 for Utah, 3 for Kentucky.
Box out! It's amazing. Block out and board. Big advantage. 24-6. That's it hard for me to believe.
Also hard to believe was Kentucky's horrid shooting from beyond the three-point line.
Kentucky has not made a 3 in this game. Kentucky's 0 for 3 from behind the arc. Kentucky now 0 for 6.
A telling sign of Kentucky's first half problems was shooting from beyond the arc. The Cats would end the half without a single three-point basket. With 7 minutes remaining in the half and nearly everything going its way, Utah was about to make its move.
Let's go! 24-23. Kentucky down by 1.
Rebound, Andre Miller. Miller with a basketball ahead to Jensen, way ahead of the pack. He goes in for a finger roll.
Utah goes back out by 3. 26-23.
Cut Miller off. The center will take the 3, top of the key. Doliak delivers. And Utah has its biggest lead of the championship game.
With a 6-point lead, 29-23. Shepard with a basketball knocked away by Andre. Andre with the ball. Here's a 2-on-1 fast break, and Andre takes it in himself and scores.
And the Utes by 8 as they're really taking it at Kentucky.
A Utah run.
31-23 Utah. Rebound comes down to Doliak, outlet to Miller, ahead to Jensen. Jensen goes up and he has a layup. He hooked it with the right hand, and he is fouled.
What a job by the Utes, dominating.
Really out of sync is Kentucky.
A double-digit lead for Utah.
In a stunning 2.5-minute burst, Utah had outscored Kentucky 10-0. And when Drew Hansen hit this jumper, halftime arrived with the Utes shooting 57%, holding on to a double-digit lead.
With Utah in front by 10.
Outshot, out-rebounded, and outplayed, the comeback Cats would have to rally for the 3rd straight tournament game.
Utah was playing great. They were knocking down their shots. They were playing great defense, and we knew we just had to keep playing.
We have never been out-rebounded like that, so that was something I challenged the players to come back and attack the boards.
There wasn't any attitudes of like, well, let's pack it in. Utah's going to beat us. Let's just finish this one out. There was the attitude that we're going to win this ball game.
In the first half, they were caught up in looking at the scoreboard, thinking about a national championship. Now they knew, hey, let's just give it all we have and see what happens.
Get that half. Stay positive. Stay together. All right. That's what we're
just like this.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Hard work.
No team has ever come back for more than 8 points to win a championship game.
The biggest halftime deficit ever overturned. But they have been the comeback Cats. Can Kentucky do it again?
With just 20 minutes left, Tubby Smith could only hope that once more his Wildcats would become Rally Cats.
Back to a 12-point, 45-33 lead. Shepard with a basketball. Shepard starts to the right side. He pulls up, fires it up, good. It rimmed, it stayed. Jeff Shepard has 6 points.
After scoring only 4 first-half points, Jeff Shepard scored 4 of Kentucky's first 6 after the break and cut the Utah lead to 8.
Got it under 10.
On his way to being named the Final Four's most outstanding player, Shepard would go on to score 12 second-half points and help Kentucky stay close. Hashimu Evans also played a critical role in the Cats' early second-half comeback, scoring 8 straight Wildcat points off the bench.
Evans three-pointer, first of the night for Kentucky.
Big shot. Rick Majerus knowing that Kentucky's going to be in for a run. 50-40. Back to a double-digit lead. With the ball looking into Edwards, posting up. Over to Evans for 3. It's good. Evans may be the savior for the Wildcats tonight. He has 6 points. Back over to Evans, swings off of the screen, goes under against Doliak, lays it in.
What a hand he's given this team.
He has 8 points, and he's got Kentucky's run 50-45. Kentucky to within 5, closest they've been in a long while.
A 20 called by Utah.
The national championship was on the line. We worked way too hard to quit, and we just kept playing, and good things happened for us.
Miller cuts it in, brings it back. Here's to Padgett for a tray. It's good. Make it 52-48. Kentucky to within 4.
You can feel the run.
But over the next 2 minutes, Utah would answer to regain its comfortable lead.
7-point lead for the Utes, 58.
But the comeback Cats just kept on coming back.
Talent. Edwards out behind the line. Edwards swinging out on top. He moves to the free throw line. Moves back the other way. One-on-one. Goes down off the glass and in. 58-53. 9:56 to go in the ball game. Evans looking in. Kentucky is down by 5 to Edwards. Edwards goes in low to Muhammad. Goes under and lays it in. Muhammad gets 10. 58-55. Cats to within a field goal. 9:15 to go in this ball game. Kentucky's
finally, with its first chance to tie the score since the game's opening minutes, Smith set up a play for senior Cameron Mills.
It was an out-of-bounds play there that he was supposed to go off his left because he likes to shoot better going to his left with his right hand closer to the basket.
My defender was blocking me from going that way, so I just kind of set him up a little bit.
I was screaming at the bench and at the coaches that he went the wrong way.
And Jamal came down and set a good screen. I kind of pump fake, didn't realize I didn't have the shot, dumped it into him. He dumped it right back out to me in the corner, so I just let it fly.
Cameron Mills got the tie. Cameron Mills. Terrific outside jump shooter. 58-58. It's a 7:20 game. And Shepard off and running. Miller fouling. And now Rick Majerus taking a quick timeout. He wants to take this crowd out of the game.
And Kentucky has stormed back from 12 down in the second half.
A 9-point run.
Shepard's explosive breakaway had given the Cats the lead. But over the next 90 seconds, Utah would take it back.
And a steal by Hansen, and Hansen gives it off to Andre Miller, and Miller across the timeline. Miller driving down the lane, taking it in. And he hooks it and banks it off the lane. Utah by 2.
A March Madness we'll never forget. And a game to remember as Jensen puts the Utes up now 64-60. And now Tubby goes timeout.
The best part about this team, and something that we learned in the Duke game, something we continue to learn in the Stanford game, is that it doesn't matter how many points we're down, we're going to have our run, and we're going to win the game.
Down 4 with 5 minutes to play, the fiery Mills would once again lead the charge.
That's Deadeye Mills, Cameron Mills, great shooter, doesn't hesitate, and I'm glad he took him.
Mills. Wow! 2 in a row for Cameron Mills.
64-63, the Wildcats are down by only 1.
Turner comes in for the rebound. Kentucky can regain the lead. Bounce pass Shepard. Pulls up, and Kentucky does in fact lead. 65-64.
Shepard's driving bucket finally gave Kentucky a lead it could hold on to as the Cats continued to apply unrelenting pressure down the stretch. Confused and fatigued, Utah never could find its game after the break, with Doliak scoring only 3 second-half points.
When he killed us in the first half, coach changed up and said, look, we got to double the post, make him get rid of it, make other people make plays, and we did a good job of keeping him out of the lane.
Down the stretch, Kentucky's defense was unyielding, holding Utah to just 30% shooting in the second half.
Blows by Evans, too strong on the layup. Utah just can't hit. Oh, they can't get anything to fall. Utah has not made a shot from the field since 5:49 was on the clock.
Outscoring Utah 14-5 when it counted, the comeback Cats were on the verge of securing their 7th NCAA basketball championship.
Miller, on the 3, Shepard the rebound, Turner ahead, and Kentucky's on the way to the title. Biggest comeback Pulled off by Kentucky tonight. They were down 10 at halftime. That's the all-time mark. The comeback Cats cannot be denied. Kentucky wins the championship.
Tubby Smith gets his independence as a head coach, and the Wildcats have Orlando's magic working tonight as they make it 78-69. And for the 7th time, the big hardware will come to Lexington.
To have been a part of this national championship team, this national championship game, incredible, unbelievable is the only words I can describe it right now.
This is the greatest feeling you could ever have. To come back and to win this game, it just shows how much heart this team has.
It's just a great feeling. It's certainly, I feel like I've really been blessed in many ways to have had this chance to share this championship. It's not really just done by this group of young men, but it's by all the people that have something to do with Kentucky basketball.
The neatest part about the national championship is being able to experience it with my teammates. We just became like brothers, and I think you saw that tonight on the floor. When things went bad, we sucked it up and stayed together, and that's why we won the championship.
Kentucky's comeback Cats had come back yet again to conquer the college basketball world.
Comeback Cats, and a team that would not be denied this national championship.
There he is, right there. No, what in the world is going on out there? Come on. We can't run this play if you can't get open. Now, come on, let's go. Try it again.
A lot goes into the making of a champion. The same is true of the products they choose to play with. Rawlings.
All right, that's more like it. Let's see if we can do it again.
A never-ending commitment to excellence.